Hello, friends. So today I was on my Cars app. I like to go on there and dream, look at cars. Oh, I wish I could have this. Maybe someday I'll have this one. But I got to thinking, and I set it to lowest price on brand new cars. And my findings were astonishing. I knew you could still get cars with hubcaps because mine has hubcaps on it, and no big deal, I don't need no fancy wheels on a Honda Civic, but you could still get crank windows in a lot of cars. Like the Mitsubishi Mirage, you can get one of those for about $9,000, and you can get crank windows in it, and you can get a Nissan Versa with a stick shift and crank windows and hubcaps for about $11,000. But it's just crazy to me. Like, there's so many things going standard on a car, and one of them is not windows yet. There's still not a thing where, like, hey, the only way we're selling windows is pressing a button. Like, a lot of them require backup cameras now because it's mandated. But it amazes me. You can still get crank windows. And don't get me wrong, I loved my crank windows. I had them in my 2009 Toyota Yaris, and you figure that was 10 years ago. And they're awesome because you don't have to turn on the car to roll down the window. I always sit in my car on brake just because that's something I've always done and like to do, like to get out of work for a little bit. And it's so nice, just like my Yaris, you had to unlock it with a key too. You have to do that with a lot of these new cars too, which is hilarious. I couldn't imagine going back to that. Oh, nose itch. But yeah, it wasn't that bad either doing that. The only time that really was bad was whenever it'd be downpouring, because you're running out to your car, your car now, you hit the remote and you just get in it. But whenever it's downpouring, you have to unlock with a key. That's a nightmare. But crank windows, I have no issues with those. I mean, the only time they can give you issues, really, I've heard, is if it's basically frozen and you try to crank it down. It's a lot easier for it to go off track. But I've known people that have done that, and you can kind of get it back on track if you fight it. And I think it's like a $50 part, even if you do crack it off track. But how much longer are we going to have crank windows? Would you buy a car with crank windows? I think I would. I don't know. I mean, I like the amenities. My Civic don't have many, but the backup camera and the cruise control and the automatic driver's window, I really like that. See you all next time right here with the GearShots. I love you all. It's going to rain a lot today.